So I want you to do 1, 2, and 3. And if you finish early, you can do 4 as well, but let's focus on 1, 2, and 3. Take a second to try those, and then we'll go over them in a few minutes. I'm going to go over number 1 now. Is it clear to everyone which rule we want to use for number 1? Sum rule, product rule, quotient rule, chain rule. Oh wait, we didn't learn that. Product rule is right, Joe? So got the x squared, and then we got sine of x. So when I go to write the derivative, it's going to be f prime g plus g prime 8f. So that's going to be 2x times sine of x plus the derivative of sine of x is cosine x, so it's cosine x times x squared. That'll be my answer. Is there any questions about number 1? All right. If you don't mind raising your hand if you got number 1, I'm just curious to know how many people got number 1. All right. Hey, 10 is not bad. Great. Thank you. Let me give you more time to do number 2. I guess, Reagan, you're done all 3.
Professor?
Yes.
I'm just curious that in this class, dot means multiple, right?
That's right. I can't remember who it was, but I don't think it's this class. I think it's my 5B class. Someone writes multiply with like x, which is kind of dangerous because I can't tell if it's an x or a multiply. So I use dot.
Okay.
Yeah. To be honest, Reagan, I think the most clear is parentheses, but I don't know why students don't like parentheses. Maybe it causes anxiety. It's more writing. All right, I need to go over example 2 now because we still have to finish this class. So you guys know what rule we need for number 2? You just type in the chat box or say it out loud. Sorry, Joe. Quotient rule. Top function is cosine. Bottom function is 1 plus tangent. This one, maybe I'll do it out to the side. I'll call this f, I'll call this g. We got f is equal to cosine of x. F prime is equal to negative sine x. Because remember, it's a co thing, so it's negative, and sine and cosine are cousins. The g part, g is going to be equal to 1 plus tan x. This is a sum rule. So this tells us that g prime is going to be 0 plus secant squared x. Remember, tangent is one of those where the shape is something squared. And then the something is the secant x. Okay. So you don't really have to write the 0 plus. I'm just trying to show you how we end up with just secant squared x. And now we just want to put it all together. So the quotient rule says the derivative is equal to f prime g minus g prime f over g squared. So in this case, that's going to be negative sine x times the g function is 1 plus tangent x. In this case, I would use parentheses because you actually have a plus operation. So I think you need parentheses there. Minus G prime is secant squared x times f. F is cosine of x. All divided by the bottom squared. The bottom squared is 1 plus tangent of x, quantity squared. Is there any questions about number 2?
I just want to make sure about something.
Yes.
So like for G prime, did you put 0 because 1 is a constant?
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Can you raise your hand if you got number 2? Curious. Quotient rule is a little bit harder. All right. 8, 9, 10, 11. Not bad. Not bad. Perfect. So for this last one, I'm just going to do this one for you real quick. This is just a constant multiple rule. So each of these guys are, these are the 2 trig functions that are in their own derivatives. So when I go to calculate h prime, I have a constant multiple rule. So the 3 just stays there. The derivative of secant x is secant x times tangent x. And then I'm going to have minus the derivative of cosecant x is negative cosecant x cotangent x. Okay. And as we all know, a negative times a negative gives you a positive. So this guy basically becomes 3 secant x tangent x plus cosecant x cotangent x, like that. This looks a little cramped, so let me slide it up a bit. Okay. All right.